Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Today is June 12th, 2020. It is 5:49 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is episode 4 of the Renee Weekly Podcast. And today, first, we're going to go back. So, my last podcast, we talked about staying focused. And in there, I realized after I recorded that I did not include how to stay focused. Because when you have all these distractions, you need to know how to stay focused. It's one thing to say stay focused, but it's another thing to try to give you some guidance on how to stay focused. So, some of the things the Holy Spirit told me was, of course, He told me to stay focused on God, keep my heart right before Him, and to obey His commandments. All right, so staying focused is, especially during this time, is getting to be kind of difficult. But some of the things I do, I read the Bible every day. I have a Bible in a year type. It's a PDF with going through the Bible in a year, and actually it goes through the Old Testament once and the New Testament twice. I'm going to pull that up on my computer so I can tell you the name. It's called Life Journal. It's called Life Journal Reading Plan, and it is done by Wayne Corderio. I believe that's how you spell it. Wayne, Wayne. Corderio is Cor. D is in Delta, E is in Echo, Iro. And I use that reading plan. I love it. I've been doing the Bible in a year for the past, I believe this is March was starting year 7 for me. And so do I miss days? Yes, but I do catch up. I have went like a whole week without reading the Bible, and usually on the weekend I catch up, and that is a lot of reading. So I definitely try to get it in every day. Either if I'm off from work, I'll read it when I first get up in the morning, or if I'm working, I usually do it on my lunch break. And so that's one way I stay focused, because I read every day and I try to see how what I read, how could I apply it in my life currently. I also pray. I pray every day. The intention is to pray every day. There are days I don't pray every day, but for the most part, I do. When I first started, so it's really a morning routine. So when I wake up, the first thing I do is read the Bible. I go pray, and then after I pray, I work out. And this has been a morning routine. I started it, I think it was late last year. So I was definitely rough around the edges, but now it's becoming more and more uh, easier. It's becoming easier for me to do my morning routine. So the 30 minutes a day now, I just upped it. I was doing 20 minutes a day on the elliptical, but now I'm doing 30 minutes a day on the elliptical. And so those 3 things I try to consistently do every single day. Working out, I do 5 to 7 days a week, which usually is just 5 days a week. I haven't hit the 6 or 7 day part yet, but I do that. So that, in a sense, helped me stay focused, because I know I need to stay healthy. I'm trying to be wealthy. I'm trying to get out of debt. And in order for me to enjoy being debt free, I need to stay healthy, because there are a lot of people that are very wealthy, but they are very sick and they can't really enjoy life. And so right now, I'm healthy. I'm able to move around and go places. So I would like to stay healthy. The other way I stay focused, I have a planner. I created a planner. It's a undated year-long planner. And on the planner, I plan what I'm supposed to do. I plan my weeks. I plan my weeks. And I find when I don't plan even one day of the week, when that day gets here, I am not doing anything. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So planning your weeks and or planning your days, if you can't plan like a whole week in advance, just plan one day, on what you're going to do 3 to 5 things that you really need to get done. Just 3 to 5. Everybody, or a lot of people I know, have a list. They have like 50 things that they need to get done in one day, but of course, you only have a finite amount of hours, so you cannot fit in 50 things. So the top 3 or the top 5 things, that you can fit in that day, that that you can get done, write that down. And that also has helped me tremendously. I usually sit down on a Saturday night or a Sunday, and I'll plan out the whole week, everything I need to do. And then there's some days, even with 3 to 5 things, I might not get one thing or 2 things done. So I leave it unchecked. And then there are other days during that same week where I have this extra time where I've completed everything I need to do for that day, and I got extra time. So I just go back and see what I haven't completed, and I go ahead and try to complete it. But, having that written down and being able to check it off, it helps me inch closer and closer to my goals, because as I plan my week, I'm making sure it's going to align with my ultimate goal. So that is what I wanted to finish, because I didn't clear that up in my last podcast. So today's podcast, we're going to talk about walking in faith. And this was so amazing because I was in prayer time, and I'm really not sure what I was talking to God about. It was probably, I don't know, maybe faith. And so this was right before I had my bathrooms renovated. I have 2 bathrooms, and I wanted them renovated. And so I had already done, in 2014, I had done a major redo of the kitchen and parts of the house. So I hadn't done the bathrooms. Okay, so the bathrooms, I said I wanted to cash flow the bathrooms, which means I wanted to pay cash. I didn't want to use a credit card. I didn't want to take out no home equity loan. I just wanted to pay cash for the bathrooms, and I had already got a price, and it was going to cost about $25,000, I think. Yeah, I think it was about $20,000 to $25,000 to do both bathrooms, and that was basically a total regut. In one of the bathrooms, it was making it bigger, and that included all of my parts, all of the labor, all of the the bathtub, the toilet, the new vanity. It just included painting, new sheetrock, all of that in both bathrooms. Now one bathroom stayed the same, but one bathroom got bigger. So anyway, the price was about $20,000, and I wanted to cash flow that. But by me being in debt and trying to pay my debt off, I was like, it'll happen whenever it happens, no rush. So anyway, in prayer, Holy Spirit asked me, he was like, well, what would you do if you had the money right now? And I was like, he's like, if you had the money for the bathrooms, what would you be doing? And I was like, I would be cleaning out the closet, because the room that shares the wall with the bathroom, it had 2 closets in there. So I was getting rid of one closet to expand the bathroom into that closet. And so I said, I'll be cleaning out that closet, because it was a walk-in closet, so pretty big. I said I would clean out the closet, and I would go ahead and start, roughly, really nailing down the models of everything that I want put in the bathroom. I would go ahead and, basically pick out the exact tile I want, all of that. And I said, if I had the money, that's what I'd be doing. He was like, well, if you're walking in faith and you believe that you're going to be able to cash flow this bathroom, why are you not cleaning out the closet now, or going ahead and picking out exactly what you want now. And when he said that, it hit me, because you do it even though you physically don't see the money in the account. You know, when you have faith, you act as if it was actually there in the account. So you start doing. So I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. So after that, the next day, I started cleaning out the closet as if I already had the money. I started cleaning out the closet, got the closet like clean, empty, 100% empty, as if the contractors were coming in the next day to tear down the wall and expand the bathroom. I picked out everything. Now, I don't know when the money is going to get here. I don't know how it's going to get here. I just know that I do have faith, or I had faith, that the bathroom was going to get done. So it was probably less than a year later. It might have been a year later, but I would say between 6 months to a year later, my mom was going to come down, and she was going to bring a friend. And so she asked me something to the effect of, when are you planning on getting the bathrooms done? I'm like, if I want it done the way I want it done, it's not going to happen no time soon, because I don't have the money to do it. And so she was like, okay. So she knew I wanted to do the bathrooms, because I've been talking about this probably since 2014. I think I got the bathrooms actually completed in 2016 or 17. I think it was 2017 I got them completed. But anyway, so mom was like, well, I tell you what, I'll just give you the money to get the bathrooms done. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what? And because she knew the whole time, so it's like, you know, I'm not fixing to ask my mom for that kind of money. And I'm patient. The bathrooms work. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, you know, the bathrooms were flooding and it was just, the bathrooms worked. It was just, you know, old, because my grandparents had the house built, so the bathrooms have been in existence since '82 and has not been upgraded. So it was just a personal want, it wasn't a need. But the fact then that my mom came through and she actually paid for the bathrooms. She cash flowed the bathrooms for me. And I didn't have to pay her back. And so, you know, that was one way that God showed me that. And I was like, okay. So when you're walking in faith, it's like you go ahead and start doing stuff as if you already got it. All right. So fast forward. Here it is, 2020. And the other day, one of the things I do, because it's really hard for me to get on the elliptical machine because I don't want to do it in the first place, but I listen to His and Her Money. And I'm telling you, you guys, podcasts, or you can go to YouTube, look for His and Her Money. They are an awesome couple. They really are. They interview people from all walks of life. You hear all their stories. They're becoming debt free, or they're in the middle of paying off all their debt. And there was this one video I was looking at on with His and Her Money. I think it came out probably about a month or two ago. It was a pastor, not a pastor, but the title of it was something to the effect of, he paid off $2 million of debt by faith. And so I got on the elliptical. I had to hear the story, and the story was amazing. He said basically, and this was, and I'm not going to say the whole story, but I'm going to tell you the part that hit me and hit home. And that part was, hold on just a second. Okay, and that the part that really got me was, he said, he told the people, he said, listen, he's like, whatever you make now, think about how much you make at your job. He said, now the amount that you want to make, whatever amount that is, which he said, don't be outrageous with it, but just an amount. So I'm like, okay, I make 65, we'll say, or 66, and I want to make 100,000 a year, right? He said start tithing on that. And I was like, and it hit me because when he said that, that made me think about when I got those bathrooms done. And it was like, just start doing it. So I tithe off the gross of what I make. And I'm like, so you saying if I want to make 100,000, which isn't too, I don't think it's too outrageous. Now, if I had to set 1 million, that might have been a little bit out there. But I'm like, okay, if I want to make 100,000, start tithing off 100,000. So, and he was like, watch what God do. And just remember, you got to keep your heart right. You're obeying God's commandments. You're his child. Okay, you having faith that you're going to make, let's just say 100,000. Start tithing off of it. So I said, okay, let's get deep. Okay, there are 26 pay periods in usually there are 26 pay periods. So I divide 100 into 20,000. Anyway, I came out with 380, we'll say $5 every 2 weeks. Okay, so right now I tithe we'll say 254 every 2 weeks. So I was like, so I'll be, tithing just a little bit more every 2 weeks. And then I was like, I think I can do this. And I got excited. So I decided to tithe $400 every 2 weeks. Not even grumpy about it. Not even, I'm just really excited actually. So I've already started. And I'm believing that either God ups my salary where at my 9 to 5, although I think he's going to make it come through my business, because my hope is to leave my 9 to 5 and work full time in my business, and my business is what's going to support me. So I don't know how he's going to do it, just like I didn't know how he was going to do it with the bathrooms, and he came through. I don't know how he's going to do it, and I'm excited to see how he comes through on this. And I wanted to share that with you because I want you to know that, hey, no matter what it is, whether you're doing a renovation or you need more money from your job or you need another job, just go ahead and start acting as if you had it and start walking in it. And it's amazing to see what God can do. He's so amazing. That's all I really can say, is he is so amazing. And I wanted to just bring you that and that testimony, and I hope it really opens your eyes and touches you and speaks to you, and I hope it's something that you can do. And just remember that even in the Bible, that it's really impossible to please God without faith. You got to have faith, and no matter what size of faith you have, you need faith. So I hope you all have a good weekend. It is almost dinner time for me, so I am glad that I got to talk to you and finish up the last podcast. I'm sorry I did not. I did cut it kind of short, but and I hope to see you again, or really talk to you again next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.